Coming up next on the Jeff Crilly Show, you're going to meet the CEO of a medical staffing company, and she's going to talk about what separates her firm from others. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilly, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilly Show.
Well, we have a great economy as far as anybody who wants a job has a job. I think we have something like 10 million open positions and 6 million people out of work. But if you really want to look at an industry that is hurting as far as having the right people in the right seats, that's going to be the medical industry. To talk about that today, Kelli Christina. She is the CEO of KD Staffing. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm very excited to be here today.
Well, I bet even when you first got into the staffing business, there was always a problem with having enough doctors and nurses and administrators. Has it gotten worse in the last few years?
That is a great question. I will say, and I probably don't have to tell you, the pandemic has been, in a couple of years, a huge wow in the industry. Because, Jeff, medical doesn't shut down during, and that's one thing that people really don't always think about, but the medical industry during disaster, crisis, whatever we've got going on, the medical industry keeps going. We staff, or KD Staffing, staffs hospitals nationwide, and it's always challenging. I always love to call the medical professionals the caretakers of the world. And I tell my team that with KD Staffing, we have to caretake the medical professionals through not only their job interviews, but a lot of times they're moving, they're transitioning, they're onboarding, and we're there through the process. And it's more than just a business relationship. We're dealing with families, pets, children, moves, transitions, and then getting somebody set up in another location successfully for a job.
And you're big into culture, so tell me how that plays a role in how you work with your clients.
I love that question. We are extremely into culture. I'm very big into training because I believe if you want people to be successful, then you have to set them up for success in the beginning stages. You'll hear me often, and you'll see it on my social media. I talk about recruitment as an art a lot. It's a training program, and often I'll take the type A personality, the positive go-getter with less experience, and train them on the job. But what's very big for me with KD Staffing and what I coach is going above and beyond for our medical professionals. So yes, sometimes the job is Monday through Friday, but if we have medical professionals we need to call on the weekends, as far as I'm concerned, our medical professionals work on the weekends, we're calling them.
Sure.
So go above and beyond on the job.
And Kelli, as I was doing homework for the show, I saw a wonderful article about you. We're going to put that up on the screen so the viewer can see this. It's got to feel good to have the attention of the media and get positive publicity like that.
Absolutely. I am, I don't believe in perfect. I do believe in working very hard and earning those awards and those results. And I've been somebody that will go above and beyond. I probably love my job more than the average individual. And I love success and I love ambition. And I'm very proud to say that we've earned some amazing awards out there. But it's always about results. You gotta, for KD Staffing, we got to put 4 to 5 star service out there, and then we're going to get our awards.
I love that. I love that. You're also a popular author and speaker, and I want you to talk about this book, Medical Staffing Cases, and we've got the full screen there. Tell us why you wrote the book.
So Jeff, that book has been called, it's the number one in legal, number one in politics. We call it a memoir. We call it a drama. We call it a crime drama. But it's a story. Current day, the medical industry kind of terms me as a medical lobbyist. I've been known over a decade to fight more fair laws. Smoothing out laws in industry. I advocate, honesty, integrity, transparency. Let's obey the laws. I advocate a lot on, you'll hear me talk about setting up other company owners for success. Use attorneys to learn more about legal and what you're doing in business up front. And what happens, Jeff, is we stay out of future litigation and problems. So I advocate, spend the right money, educate yourself, and then, by the way, if you're getting into business, know legal, and it does help ensure your success and your path goes smoother. For this book, writing the executive roller coaster medical staffing cases, it's a great educational book. But I will repeat, you'll see a lot of broken unemployment laws in this book. So read it, learn from it, and then don't copy anybody in that book.
Yes, this is what not to do. I love that. And what kind of groups do you like to speak to?
So I've been known to, and it's always exciting to go to a medical conference, and they will put me on stage often to lobby, talk about government affairs, healthcare, right? I also love to go to those medical conventions because it's not all about staffing. What I'm doing is that I'm educating myself on the entire industry. And medical professionals, they're so smart. And I can grasp about, 80%, 20% goes right over my head. But I'm always educating myself with our healthcare. That's what we've been doing. We've been staffing. We do permanent, we do contingent. And I always want to know the industry. My team needs to know the industry. I'm also been known to sell, coach, consult people on the phone, and I sell Recruitment as an Art, which is a training program for our people on the phones. Because our people, especially our new people on the phones, they don't always know how to start that successful first phone call where somebody doesn't hang up the phone on you.
Sure.
You got to train them in their processes.
Give us one tip. Like what are some things that some rookie callers would make?
I love that question. My one tip would be, I always say my calendar is my brain. Okay? I don't care. Now, we have all the IT we want in this world, right? So you can use your phone calendar. You can write a dinosaur calendar. But what I tell my people, and one of the most successful, whether you're going to do recruitment or you're going to do sales, is you've got to run your calendar, okay? When you're running calendars, or we're talking about scheduling calls, okay? If you can't keep up, you're going to call somebody on Tuesday. Well, first off the bat, you need to know, are you calling California? You calling New York? You calling Texas? What's the time zone? But you got to keep up on your calls. You got to keep up on your follow-up. And if you don't, you lose the people you're working with. So your calendar is your brain.
That's
7 days a week.
That is a wonderful tip. So we're almost out of time. So final thoughts. What would you like to leave the viewer with?
Take care of your people, being a company owner, entrepreneur, having teams is a lot of responsibility. But I'm the type of leader that I believe the world is not just about me, Jeff. It's about me and it's about my team, all right? And in business, business is not just about making the money. Okay, money is fantastic, and it's one of those awards. But for me and my team and taking care of people's jobs, which is such an emotional already avenue for people, you know, put some love, care, and attention into those business relationships. And, you know, a lot of people have wondered how I've gotten sales awards for many years. It's going above and beyond. Putting a little heart in your job.
Love it. Love it. You've been an amazing guest. We'll have to have you back again. We're going to end with the website, which is kdstaffing.org. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.